Hey guys, I'm back with my twin pregnancy update. So this video is going to cover weeks 21 and 22, which I know I'm already going to get like in the habit of saying this in every video, but I cannot believe like how fast this pregnancy is going. I guess especially since I know that I'm not going to go full term, because typically with twin pregnancies you don't. I'm hoping to hit 36 weeks. So just thinking that I'm already I'm just getting like really close to that number is kind of crazy. But I'm really excited, obviously. I think that's awesome. So the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that I am officially a stay-at-home mom. And I'm sorry about the lighting. The sun keeps kind of coming in and out, but I can't control it. But I'm officially a stay-at-home mom. This is my first week staying at home, and so far I'm really liking it. I have a lot more time to do things. Our house has been just a total wreck the last couple of months because I really have not been doing as much as I normally do. A lot of that just is because I was either really tired in my first trimester. There were a couple weeks there where I didn't do anything. Matt had to step up and just do all of my stuff that I normally did, plus the stuff that he normally does, because I was just too exhausted. So after the fatigue went away, I got a little bit of energy, and that was really great. But what I'm starting to notice now more is that my stamina is just not where it used to be. So typically I would go and like tackle a project, and I would, you know, like clean the bathroom, for example. And that honestly takes so much out of me. Like I cleaned the bathroom, it was, what was it, Sunday night. And I found myself that evening just like laying on the couch, and I felt so sore. Like I had just been walking around all day. And I couldn't really figure it out. And I was like, why am I so sore? Like I'm just like in pain. Like I couldn't figure it out. And then I realized, I was like, wow, it's just because I was cleaning the bathroom. And you know, you don't think that that would be like such a chore, you know, and so hard on your body. But I guess just because I'm pregnant, you know, with twins, and there's just a lot more going on than normal, you know, so my body's just, I'm having to learn what my boundaries are. So it's nice now that I'm at home and I have the time to do things at a certain pace. I don't have to rush myself. I don't have to, you know, get all the laundry done today. I'm really able to kind of take it easy, do things as I need to do them, but in a time frame that I feel most comfortable with. One of the nice things about, you know, staying at home and having just a little bit more time to do things is like the first day I went grocery shopping, which was something I haven't done in a while, honestly. Matt's been doing a lot of the grocery shopping, or I've been doing like the grocery pickup like from Walmart.com. That's been really helpful, but I just really haven't had the time to like walk around the grocery store and like, you know, and spend that energy, I guess you could say, you know, on that chore. I also did meal planning, which is the first time I've done that in months, and it feels so good to be back on a schedule. So that was really fun. And then I went to Bye Bye Baby. Actually, before I went grocery shopping, I went to Bye Bye Baby and I bought our stroller and our car seats, which is so exciting. Like, it's such a fun part of the like nesting process, I guess you could say. So I'm going to leave a link, 2 links down below of the car seats and the stroller that I picked out. I was very particular on what kind I wanted, what brand, safety ratings, all that stuff. So I picked those out, and I was able to pick up the stroller, so I have that here at home. We put it together in like 15 seconds. It took nothing at all. And then the car seats I should get sometime this week. So hopefully when I get everything here and put together, I'll do like I guess a video kind of sharing with you guys what I picked out and like why I picked it out and why I liked it, and just kind of, you know, how much they were. I also, Bye Bye Baby is actually really good about having 20% off coupons. And so I had 3 different coupons I was able to use on every single item. So it really helped with, you know, keeping the cost lower than, you know, what it would have been. So I mentioned this in my last pregnancy update, but obviously, you know, as I continue to progress and the babies get bigger, I'm going to start feeling things more and more. So what I have been feeling lately more than anything are kicks, like super hard, like major kicks. My last pregnancy update, I talked about how I felt like little kicks kind of at the very bottom of my stomach, but now I guess they flipped since then, and I feel kicks everywhere. And it's so insane because, you know, when I was pregnant with Connor, I felt kicks, but it just wasn't as often, I guess. And now with this twin pregnancy, since there's 2 of them, it's almost like someone is constantly active, you know. So it's like I'll be feeling something over here, and then once that kind of settles down, you know, baby B will start, you know, kicking and moving a lot. So it's almost like it just doesn't stop, but it's so much fun to me because I don't know, it's like there's always something going on. I'm always feeling them move. And anytime I feel a movement, it's like my brain immediately kind of goes to, oh, that was baby A, that was baby B, that was baby A's legs up here, that was baby B's arms down here, you know, whatever. And so that's really neat. Something else I've noticed is that I can see them now kicking. If I'm kind of leaning back like in either like a recliner or like an office chair, I'll just see them kick. And so I'll kind of see my stomach kind of do this number and it'll move, you know, and it'll be like either side at any time. So that's just such a neat experience about being pregnant and just being able to see, you know, your babies move inside of you. And it's such a wild experience. Something else I've noticed this week is I guess I've gone through a little bit of a growth spurt, which I've noticed that I kind of go through those like every couple of weeks. I feel like my progression will be kind of slow and like there's really not that much going on, and then just kind of like all of a sudden I'll notice that like my stomach feels bigger. It's like my boobs start to feel tender again. It's kind of like I'm getting a kick of hormones all over again. Like I'll feel tired, and it's just kind of a weird thought because sometimes it's hard for me to understand that like I'm pregnant with twins. I definitely feel pregnant, but it's hard for me to like understand that there's two of them in there. And then they start kicking and it's just kind of like reality sets in and I'm like, I need to go sit down. Like I'm doing too much, or, you know, it's like, I don't know. I guess I sometimes just forget that there's two babies in there that I have to take care of. And I don't know, it's just such a crazy thought. But yeah, like this week especially, it's like my stomach just feels a little bit harder. It feels bigger. I'm starting to notice like when I get in and out of bed, it's a little bit more challenging. If I like sit down on the floor to like, you know, take the groceries out, I'm finding myself like, like picking myself back up, you know, and it's just kind of a funny thought because I'm usually kind of like up and I'm running around and I'm having to kind of slow down a little bit. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and insert a clip of my belly shot and then I'm going to talk about our specialist appointment. Okay, so here I am at 22 weeks and I feel like it doesn't look that much bigger compared to my last pregnancy update video, but it feels bigger. So definitely so hard, feeling a lot of kicks over here on the side as well as here at the bottom. And baby A is over here, baby B is over on the other side. And that is 22 weeks. The last thing I want to talk about is the specialist appointment. So if you're new to my channel, I go every 2 weeks because we have Mo-Di twins, which are monochorionic and diamnionic, and they share a placenta. So that kind of can increase some, I guess, complications later on. So far, everything looks really great with that, but I go every 2 weeks so that they can closely monitor the babies and making sure that they're sharing all the nutrients. And so I went to my appointment and everything was going great and everything is fine, but something that happened that I wasn't like super thrilled with at the time, but I've kind of allowed myself to process the information and kind of accept it, I guess, is that we went through the ultrasound, everything looked really great, and our ultrasound tech left, and usually what they do is they do the ultrasound and they kind of create like a very quick report. They go show the doctor, they show him the pictures, the doctor basically gives the go-ahead that everything looks fine, and then we go on, you know, for our day. Well, this time she left, and when she came back, the doctor was with her. And so of course your little ears kind of perk up a little bit because you're like, hi, like I haven't seen you in a while, you know, kind of like, why are you here? And the doctor, this practice I go to, first of all, is amazing. They have the most amazing like bedside manner, and they're just so nice and confident, and they just know how to say things in a way to not freak you out. So the first thing that the doctor said, she said, everything looks great. We're looking at the ultrasounds and they're growing and they are sharing, you know, the nutrients, and their fluids are the same in both sacs and everything looks great. She goes, the only thing I want to mention, and I'm like, oh boy, like here we go. So she walks over to the ultrasound machine and she turns it on and they pull up a video clip of what looks like a beating heart. And she goes, so this is baby B's heart. And she goes, you see this little white spot right here? This is a calcium deposit. And she goes, it could mean nothing, but we have to share everything with you because it's full disclosure. And we're only bringing this up because sometimes this can represent a chromosomal abnormality. And so then she started asking me questions about previous tests that I had already done. So the first test that she asked me about was the Harmony test that I did really early in my pregnancy, like week 10, I think is when they took blood for that. And we did that test because we wanted to find out a couple of different things. The test, it covers the gender, so you can find out the gender of the babies, and it also checks for the chromosomal abnormalities such as like Down syndrome and just a whole list of stuff. So she asked me if we had that test done, and I said yes. And she said, and those results were, and I said, well, they were normal. They were all negative. She goes, okay, great. And she goes, well, honestly, she goes, that's kind of what I just needed to know, because if we see this in a pregnancy, which apparently happens, it's not like common, but it's just something that happens. She said we would advise you to do two different things. One would be the chromosomal blood test, which you've already done. And the second one would be to do a more in-depth ultrasound. She said, which we did last time you were here because you had your anatomy scan. And everything looked fine with that. She said, we've been checking like the baby's growth and just making sure that everything looks, you know, like it's in proportion with everything else. So she said, honestly, at this point, we're not even gonna look at it again. And it's not something that we, you know, just need to, you know, think about. Apparently, she said, again, this is something that happens. It's not super common, but it does happen. They don't know why it happens. She goes, you know, you could be walking around with a calcium deposit in your heart, and you just don't know. It doesn't cause any kind of birth defects or any kind of like health issues. She gave me a lot of confidence that it wasn't a big deal. But then of course in my little Chrissy brain, you know, as we leave, like thank God Matt was there. He goes to every single appointment with me. You know, it's like you have a second set of ears to kind of, you know, hear what this doctor is saying. And so I kept asking him, I'm like, okay, well, she said, like in the car ride on the way home, I'm like, well, what do you think? And he's like, oh, it's nothing. I mean, she said that it was nothing and they're not even going to look at it again because, you know, the only reason that they would be concerned is that if it's a chromosomal thing, which I've tested negative for. But of course, you know, I just keep thinking like, well, I don't know, like, but she said that they're not going to look at it again, right? He's like, yeah, they don't even need to do anything. And I'm like, okay. So she said like, we're fine, right? You know, and it's like, I guess just as a mom, you know, anytime you get any kind of, you know, new information about something, it's like you just want to kind of process it a little bit and kind of reassure yourself a couple of times that, you know, everything's fine. So that was, gosh, a couple of days ago whenever I had that appointment. And so since then, I've really just, I've just kind of forced myself to not think about it because they assured us that it was nothing. And then I also have my regular OBGYN appointment this week where I get to talk to my doctor who's actually going to be doing the delivery. And I want to, you know, kind of verify with her that, you know, everything looks good. The one thing that the doctor did say, the specialist, she said, and she goes, again, I'm only bringing this up, she goes, because sometimes we don't even see it. In ultrasound, she goes, the only reason that we saw it is because I'm actually doing a study with their practice because of the Modi twins. So every time I go in, they take additional pictures of their hearts and like videos of their hearts. And so she said that was the only reason that we saw it. And she goes, so I'm only bringing it up because I have to put it in the report. So whenever you go to your doctor next time, they will see it. And if they bring it up, we don't want you just to be surprised as to, you know, why we didn't say anything. So I know it's nothing. And I'm thankful that it's nothing. But I wanted to bring it up in case any other moms out there, you know, have that same moment where they're at their ultrasound and their doctors mention it. Because I, of course, hit Google, which I shouldn't. And I was looking for calcium deposits, you know, in the baby's heart. And every single post I saw was a mom that was kind of freaked out about it at first. And then her fears were calm because it was nothing. So if you guys, you know, anyone out there watching this video, you know, have the same moment where you're like, what does this mean? Apparently it's nothing. It could be something, but as long as you have certain tests done and they're already kind of looking for those chromosomal abnormalities anyway, you should be fine. So it was kind of a little freak out moment for me, but I think we're good to go. So that's it for this, I was gonna say grocery haul, this pregnancy update. I hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you in the next video.